that's why I think we're entering the crash part of the market. Is that you've just got too much weight in key sectors that are rolling over.
And what do you think is the duration? Is this kind of short term, like in the next 30 to 60 days, or you're just thinking for the rest of the year we're just going to bleed?
Couple weeks. Yeah, it's going to be, if I'm right, it's going to happen very quickly.
Got it. Okay.
Hey guys, let me cut in. Look at this is NVIDIA just put up.
Is there a level you're looking at to step in?
6,000 plus or minus.
Okay. On the
Yeah,
S&P.
let's go to Big, see what he has to say.
Hey guys.
Okay. Big, let's look at
hold on 1 second. I just want to mention this while I'm thinking of it, and his comments on semis.
I think
NVIDIA is taking out, close below the 200-day. I think this is going to be on big volume. Yeah, a little above average volume. I mean, this is I think it's the number one name in the S&P, and it's joining the part. They blew apart numbers and couldn't move the stock up on earnings day, and they sure as hell can't now that they're in a sort of a news vacuum. The deals they announce aren't working. So if this goes down, all the semiconductors are going down, and the S&P is going down, and that's a big level that we're taking out here right now in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah. So, it's hard to, as I said, for the month of March, none of my longs, other than energy and fertilizers have worked. And I tried buying the dip in some of these software names. They bounced. I mean, maybe you got 10%, but you had to be a good trader to make money. And the other thing that, continues to act very poorly are these private equity, private credit names, which, as anybody who's been following Wall Street Beats knows, this is my, universe of stocks that's going to create the crash of 1907 again. So that's the other area that continues to act poorly. So we're, essentially what we're seeing is a withdrawal of liquidity. And that's a tough environment for asset prices to inflate in.
And what are your thoughts on the inflation? Like, what the effect of the Strait of Hormuz? The longer this stays closed, it looks like a couple ships from China tried to make it through this morning and got turned away. What do you think? What are your thoughts on inflation and rates and kind of higher for longer? And looks like they've taken out all the cuts, or nearly all the cuts, for the next 24 months.
Yeah, I think that the asymmetric trade on the rate side is on the long side now. I mean, the December, and I'll leave this to Ben. He's the guru on SOFR. Yeah. But I think the December 26, I think they were trading around 96.20, this morning. They look very attractive to me because you've taken out all the rate cuts. And if I'm correct, and we have this sort of crash into the spring, I think rate cuts are going to be put back on the table. And, a week or so ago, I forget when I was last on, I highlighted the potential for a negative wealth effect for the upper income levels of consumer. And we got the Z1 report subsequent to that comment that I made, and it showed another quarter of declining real estate values. So on the real estate side now, if you think of the wealth effect, there are two big asset classes that the high-end consumer depends upon. One is their real estate, their homes or their second homes or their third or fourth homes probably. And then the other is stocks. And about a year and a half ago, I said things like, that need to be financed would disappoint. One of them being, real estate. And we're finally seeing real estate drop in value. So we've had 2 consecutive quarters now where the value of your real estate has gone down. Now it's gone down very minimally. In the third quarter of last year, real estate dropped 0.3%. In the fourth quarter of last year, which is the latest data we have available, dropped 0.7%. But real estate is no longer creating that positive wealth effect.
Charlie, is that homes, the Case-Shiller index you're talking about, or real estate, including commercial, et cetera?
No, just residential.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. The other piece is been stocks, and stocks continue, at least through year end 25, continue to be a positive wealth effect. And so you have now about 120 trillion of net worth from just your real estate and your stocks.